Welcome everybody, and hope you're having a great day today. I am Bea from Thermi Tucker. Welcome to my kitchen, and we will be making a manual recipe today that is not part of the Cookie Do collections that is available, and super exciting actually to show you a couple of things that you can do with your machine, your Thermomix, on your kitchen counter. And you'll be surprised. This is actually part of the service that a consultant will offer you to actually teach you how to utilize your machine manually. So for those of you that have had a machine for a number of years, you may actually already know how to swap over a traditional recipe and make it into a Thermomix recipe. So I'm going to show you an example today. I have not made this recipe, but for those of you that have been following me for a while, you'll see that I play with the machine, usually with Cookie Do, and you usually don't see me off screen where I actually make food for my family based on the machine itself. So I have had a machine for a number of years. Yes, I can make mistakes, but I'm here to help and guide you, and definitely something to consider is if you would love to learn how to use your machine more manually, please get in touch with me and we can arrange a cooking experience where we can just do one dish that perhaps maybe your grandma used to make and you'd love to change it over into a Thermomix recipe. So today's recipe is called PBJ balls. Now, for those of you that don't know, I am vegan, so I tend to lean towards the side where there are plant-based options, and this is a great school option that you can swap out. I know in this instance, I am using peanut butter, but you can swap it out. If your school is actually, they obviously don't tolerate nuts, you can swap it out for sunflower seed options as having your nut base. But these balls are super good. I will show you a couple of things I will be using today, and you may be surprised by them. A little Costco find that I think is fantastic. The first ingredient that I'm going to be processing is freeze-dried strawberries. A very good option. They are solid, literally solid, and if you have your own strawberries at home that you want to dehydrate, you can use your oven or your dehydrating machine, but for those of us that don't have that, we can just get it at the store. So the first thing I'm going to do is not make this into dust. I'm definitely not going to do that. I want to make sure that I'm chopping these to be most probably about that big, half a centimeter if possible. So I'm just going to put in, the recipe calls for, let me just find it, it was half a cup of freeze-dried strawberries. So you just place that into your machine. It will literally be a second. It's very dry and crispy. So what we want to do is go to our main driving screen with the 3 circles, and I want to touch the speed button and make sure anything between 0 and 4 is the part where you're going to be, it can be it's a quick, small, slow chop. So let's do this. I'm literally going to do it for a couple of seconds. So speed 3. It was getting caught underneath the blade there. I could hear it a little bit. That was literally 4 seconds. And I can see, if you can see there, it's made a little bit of dust. I'm being cautious now because I don't want to make dust. Not to say that it won't be a good option. What I may do is literally do a turbo boost. So I'm going to flick on over to my function screen and I'm going to touch my turbo. Obviously that will close my arms, and I'm just going to hit it with a 1 second boost. Now, I'm wondering if that will actually give it a bit of a dust. I'm not too worried about that. I just want to make sure that it's got some pieces. So let me go back to my main screen. There we go. And a lot of dust. So I'm actually okay with that. If you actually look at the texture of this, you can squeeze it. So obviously with a bit of pressure. So I think if it's in your mouth, it will definitely be able to be mushed around. So what I'm going to do That's the first ingredient that I have processed. Put that aside. So as I mentioned, half a cup. By the way, for those of you that are interested in this recipe, I will actually add a link below. As I mentioned before, it's Plant-Based Juniors. It is a website with two ladies that produce plant-based options. Really, really delicious options. So I'll include that as well in the comment section below afterwards. All right, now, next thing is to actually process our basis or our base, which is our oats. This is 1 cup of oats. What I'm going to do is pour that in there, put the lid on, and we're going to produce some oat flour. Very simple. Pop on your speed if you want to, or you can count up. I'm just going to do it 10 seconds and speed 10 so that it will mill that. So it'll be a bit loud. Alright, so that is your flour made, and then what we will do is actually add the rest of the ingredients in. I'll just show you. Now, if you wanted it super, super fine, you could add another couple of seconds in. I'm just going to make sure that I scrape this down. Now, these are amaze balls, bliss balls, whatever you want to term them as. And something a little bit different. As I say, it's not a cookie dough recipe, so if you're keen to search, go and have a look and see what cookie dough options are available for you for amaze balls, bliss balls, or I'm trying to think what the other option is, but have a look for those. So the next ingredient is a can of white beans. These are literally baked beans that I've rinsed. Make sure you rinse them properly. You don't want to be putting tomato sauce inside here. So that goes inside with your flour, a great source of protein. So put that in. And then what you want to do, as I mentioned about the peanut butter, it's half a cup of peanut butter. You can, as I say, if you're making this for children that attend school, you want to definitely find another option, which is your sunflower seed paste or butter. You can find that at your local health store or at the health aisle in Woolies. Right, then basically the last thing is to add in 8 medjool dates. You can use the other ones that are at Aldi, just the normal dates. They're usually about half the size. So adjust the sweetness according to what you would prefer. They've asked for 8 dates. So pop that in. Then I'm going to add in the strawberries. And it does give you an option. It says obviously it's for children. So they say at the bottom of the recipe, if you would like to, the option is to add some salt. So I'm adding about 1/4 of a teaspoon. And I'm adding a little extra. This is not in the recipe. I love having a bit of spice, so I'm going to use half a teaspoon of cinnamon. Pop that in. And then all it's asking for basically is to make sure that you pulse it together to get that texture of the ball that you can roll it. So I'm just going to experiment and see how this works out. I'm going to try speed number 5. And see if because it has to still chop those dates. So let's give this a go for a couple of seconds. So that was speed 5, 10 seconds. I'm going to show you what this looks like. If it does need more time or even a higher speed, then we'll do that. But I'm quite happy with that texture. Let me just have a look. The secret is to just pinch it between your fingers, and if it sticks together, it's good. So it does say that this can be stored in your fridge 4 to 5 days, or it can go inside your freezer. And it does also suggest that putting it in the fridge gives you a better finish. So obviously when it's cooled down a bit, it smells amazing. So your basis is your oats, peanut butter, strawberries, dates, and that is what it looks like. Like I say, I added in that salt as well as the cinnamon. It smells so good. I'm actually going to have a taste and let you guys know what I think. Oh wow, that is amazing. So let me know if you would like some other information about your Thermomix, perhaps trying recipes, swapping them over to manual options instead. I'd love to know from you guys. So I hope you've had a fantastic day today. Let me know if I can help you with your Thermomix. I'll be happy to. And get in touch if you know of a friend or family member who would like to invest in a Thermi for their kitchen. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and I'll see you again next week. Take care.